Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 99 of Fitness Business Growth. As usual, I'm here with Mitch. How are you, mate?
We're very well, thank you.
I'm a
Very
dad.
You are a dad.
6 weeks.
It's flown along very quickly.
The
Hey.
biggest thing I've learned is it's so true, it's so cliche, but you don't think you have time, and then you have kids and you realize just how much time you fucking have. So leading up to the event, I had more time than I've ever had before because Ellen had a rough third trimester. So she was in bed, she was sleeping, she was lethargic. So every night after 5 p.m., beautiful weather, shooting the basketball, playing The Last of Us, playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. I'm not doing those three things anymore.
Not quite as much time.
Not quite as much time. Well, today's, guys, the podcast is important. It's timely. It is why you should run an 8-week internal challenge in your fitness business to retain members, to generate revenue, and to hit August and September strong. And this winter period doesn't have to be a lull. It doesn't have to be a lag. You don't have to lose 50 members.
I think we all know that it is a little bit seasonal with people's motivation. There are certain times of the year when it's a little bit easier for people to train based on the weather and the temperature. And then there's other times where it is a little bit harder. We don't ever like to use them as excuses, but I think people know how that really works. But I feel like that having a challenge in the winter time is just a good way to combat some of those things that typically we see.
So here's a headline, mate. Run an internal 8-week challenge, no ad spend, make 20K, prevent cancellations, and drive growth into August and September and finish the year with the most amount of members you've ever had.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Sounds good to me. So I guess carrying on from what Mitch said, we'll answer the first question. Why would you run an 8-week internal challenge? And I want to highlight again, just remember, we are not spending money on ads. This is all done internal. When I mean internal, I mean your members, member referrals, your old leads, your ex-members, using your existing resources for more members and to get members to do it too.
Yeah. So as soon as you start throwing ad spend into it, still can obviously be very successful, but we have run this play before, and now we're having some of the owners we're working with run this play without a lick of ad spend and getting some good results. So always wanting to make it as profitable as possible, and doing it all organically helps with that. And the time of the year, like I mentioned, is really important to help motivate your members to be able to have an ask for them with referrals. So it might have been a little bit of time since you have discussed anything exciting that they could tell their friends or family about, and combined with it being a little bit of a low point in the year. Otherwise, it's just great timing.
Well, this is the first podcast we've done in a while that we're filming in jumpers. So the sun's up at 7, it's down at 5, it's cold, it's dark, it's windy. We've just come out of school holidays. People tend to procrastinate. And not only do they wait to join after August, they also say, oh, you know what, I might just put my membership on hold. Just going to put it on hold. It's just winter's really tough for me. It's cold. I've lost motivation. So the whole point of this 8-week challenge is to re-engage your entire community, like re-engage every single person in that place. And imagine if you start advertising, which we'll get into in a second, 21 days before the 1st of June. The 8-week challenge goes through June and July. The last 2 weeks of July are school holidays, so a great period again to have engagement high. Coming into August, all guns blazing. Because I found August to be one of the best months for gyms.
Yeah, well, that's when it is starting to get a little bit nicer. You're on the back end of winter, and then literally spring is next month. It's just really when you are approaching winter that we've seen it be slower.
So one of the key points to this is if we're going to run an internal 8-week challenge, it's really focused on the members. So every single member in your studio, you want them to participate in this challenge. You want to have things in your gym to ask for referrals, whether it might be a QR code, a flyer. You want to email your members. You want your trainers to talk to your members like, hey, we're doing an 8-week challenge starting the 1st of June. I think it'll be great for you to maintain motivation. By the way, do you have any friends? So the two people are members and referrals, and the other ones are old leads and ex-members. So whenever you have old leads or ex-members, you are looking for a reason to reach out to them. You want a reason, hey, I'm contacting you for this reason, so you're not bothering them. And if you provided value for months and months and months to that list, then you make an ask, it makes sense.
Yeah, and I think it's important to know that with this, we have found that there's not really much cold traffic that comes through here. Yes, you could make some posts on your organic stuff and might have some people DM you or see the post, like the people who follow your page, but not really a big part of this challenge. If you do get some, that's great, but not the point. Like you mentioned, it is about the members and leveraging their relationships with their family and friends, but then also your ex clients, old leads, and having a reason to market and reach out is just the first part. Ensuring that you do have a system in place where you're doing it for those few weeks leading up to the challenge, and you're not just doing one and done and expecting everyone to reply and join.
Yeah, so if you made a post today, we're doing a challenge in June, and didn't post again, it would fall on deaf ears. Everyone would forget about it. This has to be like a daily reoccurring thing where every single day it's being discussed in your Facebook group. Every single day it's being discussed in the gym. You might have a giveaway, you might have a raffle, you might have entries. If members refer a friend, they go into like the whole focus of the gym in May internally is to promote this 8-week internal challenge.
Yeah, posts on your organics, and then you've got your members groups, which most people do these days. It's like a Facebook group. Even your software, there's normally like an announcement section in your booking software where you can have it there. And then a little bit old school, but having stuff around the inside of your studio. So having some flyers up or some things on the wall. Even if you've got a whiteboard, you can just write on the whiteboard. If you've got TVs, you can just create something so it appears on your TV.
So the question we're going to get is, what is the perfect way to market the 8-week challenge? And the answer is fucking tell everyone every day it's on.
Yeah. And last thing for that is you need to have your instructors or your trainers or your coaches talking about it.
How would you incentivize them?
I don't really think you need to incentivize them, if I'm being honest. I think it just is part of, hey, we've got this challenge that we're ramping up here for the next 3 weeks. If you can mention it at the start and end of every class, that'd be awesome.
Okay. If you were to incentivize them, we'll get into pricing in a second. I might sling them $50 per member they personally enroll in the challenge. So as we know, some people are motivated by different things. I think having an incentive thing could be good for the right type of person. Maybe even make it a competition in studio amongst your trainers who got the most people on. It's just, so when we're managing our sales team internally for fitness business consulting, if we're focusing on close percentage, we fucking talk about it every day. And that is the point. You need to discuss this every day with every person in your studio. And do it in a playful way. Don't bother people. If people decline, don't be rude, but like it is just, you want the whole community involved.
Yeah. And then having a system, which we'll get into with the sales stuff, where if anyone shows any type of interest, like they might like a post or they might comment on a post or they might engage in a conversation and say, how does that work? Anyone who shows any ounce of interest is someone that needs to be documented for you to follow up to try to get them on board.
And you don't follow up once, again,
Oh, no.
and again, and again. So the marketing plan it really is, if we just break it into things. So you want to post on your organic Facebook, your organic Instagram, 21 days in a row of, hey, this challenge is coming up, this challenge is coming up, this challenge.
Well, it wouldn't be every day. It wouldn't be every day. It would be, and we've got a template for it, but it's multiple times a week.
So we've got an 8-week challenge document here that runs through everything that we give to our clients to run. It is really comprehensive, really detailed, and goes down a 21-step plan of how to do it.
Yeah, 21-day plan. So it's multiple times a week for the 3 weeks, and then combining that with emails, combining that with posts in your Facebook group, combining that with the announcement section on your booking software, which most people have, and then having it internally inside your 4 walls with posters and things as well.
Okay, so with hitting members, how would you approach old leads and ex-members?
Same way, I think, with obviously email and text if you've got that capability with your software, and it would be multiple times a week for those 3 weeks. So you're announcing it, you're saying, hey, we've got this many days to go until enrollment, we've got this many spots left, this many days to go, you're interested. You want the call to action to be really
It's
easy.
almost like a pre-sale, but you're doing a pre-sale for the challenge. It's like stage 1 entry, stage 2 entry, stage 3 entry, and you want to have some type of scarcity and urgency in this process.
It's all mapped out there, but I'm pretty sure with those people, it's two reach outs a week for the 3 weeks. So 6 reach outs in total. And then if at any point you get it, you want the call to action to be reply yes if you're interested, and then that person would move to another flow or another document, another sheet for you guys to then follow up.
Just leave no stone unturned. Every single person that's ever messaged you on Instagram that isn't a member, talk to them about it.
Yeah, you
leave
got leads
no
there
stone
too.
unturned.
Yep.
The other thing too is I want to just expand on why I say old leads and ex-members. So throughout in our gyms, we had 3 categories. We had members, we had ex-members, and we had old leads. And I want to tell you why we do that. So quite often you have ex-members, and we've got hundreds of ex-members that come straight to my mind that have been to my house, that came to our functions, that came to our trivia nights.
And everyone does. Everyone's got
Everyone's got
hundreds,
hundreds
maybe
of ex
maybe
members. You
thousands.
know their
Some of them.
name, you know their fucking partner's name, you know their dog's name. I'm a huge fan of doing individual reach out to ex members. And this is how you do it. Hi, Lindsay. Miss having you in the studio. Sarah brought your name up this morning, and I was wondering if you're still training. How's everything going? Question mark. So you'll message them because a member brought them up in studio. That is the reason for reaching out.
Bonus if they did bring them up.
Bonus. But it just like I still think that people really underutilize ex members, and they just treat them like an old lead. Like, hi, contact first name. It's Jayme from Breakthrough Active. Like, treat them with the respect they deserve, that they may have been a member of yours for 6, 12, 18, 24 months, and especially if they've just cancelled the last 3 months, or they've cancelled because of a really specific reason. My partner's sick, holidays, whatever the case may be, they are top of your list.
Yeah, and that's not going to be every ex-member, but maybe it is, a certain 20 or 50 or 100 of them that you kind of had a pretty good relationship with, and certainly worthwhile maintaining that relationship.
You can even rank your ex-members. Rank 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 1, are they likely to come back? Do you like them? Are they a good part of your community? Number 4, you're glad they left.
Yeah, don't want to message.
And focus on rank 1 first and work your way down.
Yep.
So to market the 8-week internal challenge, members, you want them to do the challenge. You want your members to refer people into the challenge. For old leads, ex-members, you want to contact them every way possible. Social media, DMs, emails, texts. If you have very special ex-members, rank 1, 2, 3, 4, you might even want to give them a call. So just leave no stone unturned. And the reason why this is so important is because now we're going to talk about the best part, the money you can make off the internal challenge. And this isn't even taking into consideration, that you will prevent cancellations.
Yeah.
So how we price the challenge is really simple. So we want you to charge half price of your membership for the actual members. So to keep math really simple, if you charge $50 per week for your membership, you would charge $25 per week. Therefore, for the 8-week challenge, you would charge $200. Why is that important? Why aren't we doing it for free? Why isn't it $10?
So that's half price, which is half of what non-members will be paying for this challenge. And when we're wording that with them, we're saying, hey, this is actually half price what other people are paying. So it showcases the loyalty that you have, and as a member you get this discount. If it was free or if it was cheap, people wouldn't value it, and they probably wouldn't really take part in it, and also obviously it wouldn't make you as much money. But you want it to be enough money that people are invested to actually give a shit about it, and to follow along with all the things that you have within the challenge, which we'll go through next, and have found that about that half price is a digestible amount.
And people say, well, why would people pay additional when they're already paying members? People like spending money. People like recommitting themselves to challenges. People want the extra motivation, extra accountability. And there's 20 people in your gym right now that if you release a shirt every single week, they'd buy every fucking shirt you release. There are people in your studio that love, adore you, and want to spend more money. So this internal challenge can work really well.
Yeah, and you're not running these challenges very often anyway. You might be doing them twice a year, and people might do one of the 2 challenges each year. Maybe they do both challenges each year, but it's just a one-off expense that they pay for, and then they're happy. And I made hundreds of these sales. I still remember calling members, running through everything. It was a sales call, and then you run through the pricing, and it's discounted, and you've already got their card on file. They say, are we okay to take that now? So yeah, no worries. And then you process it.
Okay. Now this is where it gets juicy. So any person that isn't a member will pay full price. So if your membership is $50 per week, they will pay $400 for the 8-week challenge. Now, let's do some quick math, mate.
Yep.
You get 20 members to pay $200. It's $4,000.
Yep.
You get 10 referrals from members to come in and pay $400. That's $4,000. You get 5 leads back that pay $400 each. That's another $2,000. 5 ex-members back that pay $400, another $2,000. That's $12,000 fucking dollars. If you commit yourself for the 21 days and run this internal challenge, do you think you can get 20 members? Do you think you can get 10 referrals? Do you think you can get 5 out of thousands of leads that you have, do you think you can get 5x members out of hundreds and hundreds of x members that you had? You'd make $12,000. And that's where this is so great, because not only will you save cancellations, you will re-engage your community, they'll be more motivated. You make 12K. Do it twice a year, 24,000. And I think that's pretty piss poor. They were like very low, underachieving numbers, because I don't want to overpromise.
No, well, it obviously depends on the size of how many members you've got, but 20 members doing it, I think that's definitely at the low end. So
Yeah.
I think, depending on the size, you can have more. But we'll go through it with the fulfillment in a minute, but it's all profit. We're going to be getting sponsors to pay for the prizes. You're not running extra classes. You're not having coaches do any extra stuff. So it's literally all profit, not doing any ads. So
And here's a
all
crazy
drops to your
thought.
bottom line.
Before gym owners talk to me, they fill out a survey, and I ask them, well, how much profit have you made the last 12 months? I'd say 9 out of 10 are under $50,000. If you do nothing else in your business and you do this twice a year and make $12,000 per 8-week internal challenge, it's an extra $24,000. All of a sudden, your profit's gone from 50 to 74.
50% extra.
50% more money just by doing this and committing 2 times a year to just non-stop activity to promote this challenge. And what if you do what we did? So the last time we ran this in our studios, we had 62 people enroll and we made $16,800. We had 36 members, we had 12 referrals, we had 7 ex-members, and we had 5 old leads. That equaled $16,800. So me and you made $8,400 each, just like that. And the sessions
Profit.
are already on, and the members love it, and it's great for retention. And it's just when we have something like this, the question I always ask on is like, why wouldn't you do it? Like why wouldn't you do it? And it's like, do you not understand the money? Do you not understand the math? Do you not understand the importance? Can you not be bothered? Do you not know how to do it? Because yes, there is the system, there is a technique, there is the call to actions, there's this, that, and the other. But just fucking tell everyone you know for 21 days.
And there's nothing too complicated in that document.
No.
And I did that on purpose. So it really just is reaching out to people. There's no magic
There's
line.
no lead form to a thank you page,
There's
to a
no funnel. There's no anything. It's really just reaching out to people with a challenge and being consistent with the follow-up, and then following up the people who do show interest. And
one of the most simplest things to do in the world is to ask money off people when you've already got their card number. like you've already got their card number. They're already paying you. Yeah, we can organize that payment now, or do you want to add it to your next direct debit? Oh, that's fine. Actually, I'll wait till payday. That's fine too.
Yeah. And then with those numbers of 12,000 and 16,000 we made, what that isn't really taking into consideration is those members that are paying for that, the extra couple of hundred, some of those may have gone on freeze for that time.
Some of them may have cancelled.
They may have cancelled altogether, even worse. But even if they just froze for a month or something, so you're pretty much getting that 8 weeks of revenue from your members, because no one is going to pause in the middle of a challenge. So that's one of the intangible things that makes that even better, that you're getting that extra commitment, the extra motivation. So their direct debit's going to continue.
Words spoken by every unmotivated member. I'm just going to freeze it and come back and let you know when I come back.
It's a cancellation, baby.
That's a cancellation straight down the line. So again, I just want to run through the math really quickly, because I think the math's really, really important, because if you price this right and you do it the right way, you can make a lot of money. So an 8-week internal challenge, this is no ad spend, no prizes, all based around accountability, motivation.
Well, there are prizes, but sponsors can provide those. So
yeah, let me jump in again. So we'll start again. So an 8-week internal challenge, no ad spend. This is directed to your members, your ex-members, your old leads, and referrals. Promote it 21 days out. Tell every person you ever met, every way possible. You can get 20 members to do the challenge and pay half price of their membership. Their membership is $50 per week. So if 8 weeks they pay $25, it's $200 per member. Get 20 members into this challenge, $4K. You can get 10 referrals of members from your gym to pay the full price, $50 per week, $400. That's $4,000. That's $8K. 5 old leads, $400 each. It's $2K. 5 ex-members, $400 each. It's $2K. The total challenge fees is $12,000. Twice a year, 24 grand. Bob's your uncle.
And that's assuming, or that's not even taking into account that a lot of those non-members will join, obviously, after the 8 weeks. It's even better.
Or 80% conversion, 8 members, So not only are you saving members that don't cancel, those members are paying more revenue, and you've got new people in your gym to roll over into a membership after the 8 weeks finished. And as we know, mate, we love it because it's priced at the right price. So there's no surprise at the end.
No.
Okay.
Win-win.
So we've taken care of marketing. We've taken care of the pricing and why it's important to charge the right amount. I'll expand on that too. Like, if there is $200 and $400 and you do make $16,800 like we did, you can have prizes. You can buy merchandise. You can have special Winter Warrior merchandise. You can have a party for the members. You can do 10 other things. So by having that money, it makes everything better.
Yeah, that was the doc there is just like a bare bones one where it can cost you $0, and you can reach out to some local businesses and say, hey, we're having this challenge, looking for some sponsors. Is there anything you want to donate? Happy to post about you throughout the challenge and try and get some of our people across to you. And even
Yeah.
if it's $50 voucher here, $20 voucher there, you end up with a pool of a couple $100 of vouchers from cafes or massage place or supplement shop,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden you've got a grand prize.
You can have an open day before the challenge starts where we'd have a physio come down. They'd do free 15-minute physio assessments. We'd be on the barbecue making the worst bacon and eggs in Cardiff, and bring a friend for free day. There is just so many things you can do. So every single thing to grow a fitness business that you can do for free, do this for this internal challenge.
And there is a lot that you can do, and there's a lot that you can do, and you'll be busy for those couple of weeks. But then once you get that done, like the few weeks promoting, the first week getting everyone, onboarded and everything, and then it's smooth sailing. It really is. So it's probably a month of hard work, and the benefit of that month and that hard work can be, as we've just ran you through, like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of profit.
Okay, I want to touch on the sales. You mentioned it before. The sales process, you would treat it like any other sales call you'd ever had. You would set a goal for the 8 weeks, and then you would alternate close. Do you want to pay today or on your direct debit? We have the card on file. Let them choose. Don't give them a link. Don't let them think about it. Just take the payment on the spot when they commit. For non-members, ex-members, old leads, you would just do the exact same sales process you've got. Take them through a full sales call, connect, situation, what have they tried previously, the why, the pitch, the trial close, ask for an card number, and don't bill it on the day of the challenge. Bill it before it starts.
Yeah, I think it's important to have sales calls for this, even for your members. So
Yeah.
I used to do it. I used to reach out. People are interested. Hey, love to organize a time for a call so I can run you through how it works and see if it's something that would work well for you. I have some time later today or tomorrow. What's better? And then I plan that time. Hey, Michelle, how's it going? Yeah, nice to see you in the gym yesterday. And then I'll take you through how it all works. We have some people that are looking to lose weight throughout this challenge, etc. And then say, the cost is half price. It's $200. We can either organize payment for that today or on your next billing date. What's better for you?
And how long do those calls take roughly?
10 minutes.
For 10 minutes for $200, that puts you on $1,200 per hour, well above the award for a stupid personal trainer.
Yeah. So don't shortcut it. Don't send people a link and say, "Hey, let me know if you want to sign up or bring in $200 cash." So you just need to have a call with them.
Yeah, and you will get some freebies at the last couple of days saying, "Hey, I want to pay here and there," but take this seriously, because if you earn $50,000 a year and all of a sudden you now earn 75, it's a huge thing. It's ginormous.
Yeah.
And if you earn $25,000 a year extra by doing 2 8-week challenges, slice it any way you want. Let's divide it by 52 weeks a year. You just got a $500 pay rise.
And if you need a little bit of extra incentive or motivation for those member calls, if you feel like maybe it's a bit of a waste, think of it as a $600 sale, because that means that they're pretty locked in to the next 8 weeks of membership as well. So you're just reinforcing that.
Yeah. Okay. Now, when you get a referral from a member, I remember we tested both these things. My memory's a little bit foggy. We did offer members free entry if they referred a friend, and we've done it without it. In your opinion, what do you think worked better?
I think if you give it away for free, but the only issue with that is if you're talking with someone and you say, yeah, it's $20 for you, or if you sign someone up or sign up a friend, then you get it for free. Then they might think, oh, I'll see if I can sign someone up, and they won't sign up unless. So
Yep.
I would get the sale first,
Yep.
and then say, hey, if you do sign up or you do have a referral, someone who wants to do this with you, I'd be happy to refund you that $200, or you might be really nice and put it towards your friend's
Yeah.
challenge or something.
So just to confirm,
Get the
you
sale
would
first.
have that call with the member. You would get the member to sign up for $200 for the 8-week challenge. But then, by the way, if you have anyone that you know, friends, family that want to come in, I can actually give you the challenge for free. If you do, I'll refund this money. It's not they're in the challenge, they're looking around, they don't get anyone, all of a sudden they slide in week 1, they haven't paid, you got to ask for that money. So take the payment first.
Yeah, agreed.
Cash in your bank account is always better than cash in their bank account.
Cash in. What?
Cash in your bank is always better than cash in their bank.
Oh, their bank. Yeah.
Okay,
Nice
cool.
way to put it.
So sales covered. Now the delivery. Now, when we enroll people for our done for you and done with you service, we talk about the 8-week challenge. Hey, like I say this to every gym owner I work with, like we work with, like, hey, I'm not going to save your fucking gym. Like we're going to do these 3 things to help you. We'd love you to do these things in the background. Number 1, to help you afford to spend more money on ads, to help you make more money, and overall to have a better gym in general. And we run through the 8-week challenge, and people get really hung up on the delivery. And the question is, why would they do a challenge when they're already coming? So what goes into the delivery to get them excited, and how do you get them over the line?
Not much.
Not much.
No, there. So I guess we're talking about the challenge, and you want to be talking more from like a motivation standpoint. It's a really great way to keep you on track, to hold you accountable, to give you some extra support throughout these 8 weeks so you can get through winter and see some great results in the process. If you're actually looking at things that it includes, there's a Facebook group which has regular communication in that, and there's even posts and things all in that doc with what that should include. But the big thing, apart from the grand prize, if you are fronting one yourself or getting a bunch of local businesses to support you, are weekly challenges within that 8 weeks. So that's the big part of it. And I've even mapped out examples of that. I can't recall them all off the top of my head, but first week might be a step count challenge.
Yeah, and it's a great way to create FOMO. So you want the members in the 8-week challenge to be excited about the weekend events. Maybe you do a hike, maybe you do a step challenge, maybe you have a... I remember my favorite one we ever did, mate, it was based on 3 things. It was based on 8 hours of sleep, it was based on 8,000 steps a day, and based on drinking 3 liters of water. It was so simple, and they'd send through the results in a WhatsApp group to our trainers every single day, and the most consistent person won.
Yeah. So there was like a step count challenge. There might have been like a no fast food week, a no alcohol week, a 3 liters of water week, and then there was a few other bits and pieces there. And also it's based off attendance. So you don't want to get caught up in that when you're explaining it to people. I think you probably need to convince yourself more than anyone that this is a value. Because if the owners don't feel like that it's worth it, then it's not going to come through when they're talking to people. But there's weekly challenges, there's private groups.
I've got it right here, mate. The last one we ever did, we used this 8-week challenge tracker. It was really, really cool. It didn't focus there. And I run through exactly what it was for our last one, mate, if you don't mind. Last one we did, we had 10,000 steps each day, and the member would cross it off if they hit it or not. Obviously, it's the honor system. We had 3 liters of water each day. We had 8 hours sleep each night. We had no more than 1 alcoholic drink each day. And then we had like them voting, are you happy with what you ate today? And the day average 3 workouts each week in the gym. And they tick it off, tick it off, tick it off, tick it off. They share the results with their trainer. And imagine they look back after the last 8 weeks and they got a bunch of yeses and they performed really well. Do you think they're going to be questioning the $200 they paid 10 weeks earlier?
No, well, they hold themselves accountable if they drop off or anything. But you've got a system like that. You've got weekly challenges. You've got a Facebook group, and that's more than enough to warrant the spend. You've got a prize at the end of it, and that's where you're talking with people about a goal. Hey, what's your goal through the challenge? And say, hey, well, we're going to have a lot of support systems here in the group where you can jump on, you can see other people, and then what they're doing. And then quite often you have people in the challenge that are in that group sharing recipes. They're sharing selfies of themselves, like down at the beach, going for a walk. They're sharing screenshots of how much sleep they got last night. They kind of end up all holding each other accountable.
Effectively, you're creating a really tight-knit community in your community.
Yeah.
They get really pumped up and excited for this 8-week challenge.
So I know it would drive you mad when people ask, but the fulfillment doesn't have to be much. Some weekly challenges, a few things where people are self-grading themselves each day and each week and reporting that, and then a group we're trying to be as engaging as possible. That's it. No extra classes. I will note that if you do have like an in-body scanner, and you are a studio or a place that is a little bit more weight loss based, then it would make sense to do one of those at the start and end. Don't go and buy a scanner. Don't go and pay for a scanner. Don't make people go to a supplement shop and do it or anything like that. But if you've got one right there and then you can include that. And then for people wanting to lose some body fat, you can use that as well.
I'm laughing at the supplement shop thing just because, like, occasionally, like, it can take so much time getting every single member scanned. And does it add value? Yes. Will it prevent people from doing it? No.
And then you might be spending hours and hours on a Saturday or a Sunday doing it. So if you've got it available, use it. Otherwise, it's not needed.
Okay. Now, end of challenge party. What are your thoughts on that? Yes or no for the people that participate? Remember, we want to create as much FOMO as possible.
Yeah, good.
Okay. And the party doesn't need to be a big piss up. It can be
dinner.
It can be an additional workout with a barbecue.
Or it can just be like the Friday or Saturday night that the challenge finishes and you have a dinner out. Everyone pays their own way. You just organise it, book a table. That's it.
And we want the members who don't do it to be really hurting for the 8 weeks, like really disappointed they didn't do it, so excited, and they're asking like, hey, you guys going to do this again? So like, this is just such a powerful tool to use in your business. And it all comes back to, are you marketing it relentlessly to your members, your old leads, your ex-members? Are you asking referrals? Have you priced it correctly so people are bought in? And are you making the challenge fucking exciting? Is there, so for us at our gyms, at the end of the first week, we would do a Glen Rock walk. End of the third week, we'd do a marathon walk. End of the fifth week, we'd do a bowling. Like, just make it fucking cool, make it fun, make it memorable for the members.
And the good thing is, once you do it once, you're going to have the template to be able to repeat it over and over and over again for years to come. And maybe you change a few of the things within that just to keep it a little bit fresh. So you encourage people to do it again if they've already done it, but you don't need to reinvent the wheel every time. So once you do it once, you're going to have a template for what works. We've got a template for what works, but then you guys can actually implement it. And then I would probably think twice a year is a good amount. I think any more than that, you might be a little bit too often. So
we made a mistake in 2015. Sound old now. We ran a 21-day challenge. It was like,
I think we did 4 times.
Yeah, it was 4 times in a year, and we noticed the 4th one really dried up.
Yeah, so I think 2 is good. You want one middle of the year, and then maybe like a November or something towards the end of the year. But once you get the template, then you can just repeat it and then change it a little bit each time, and it'll be much easier to roll through each time.
What about challenge merchandise that can only be available for that challenge? So 8-week challenge, Winter Warrior 2025.
I mean, I don't think it's necessary, but it's a cool thing if you've got a supplier and you're wanting to go that little bit extra. If you haven't really ever done it before, I probably wouldn't worry about that. But yeah, certainly something that's a good idea.
So say that you haven't done it before and you want to do it and you want to make it as simple as possible. Focus the predominantly your work is the 21 days leading up to the 8-week challenge, just marketing the absolute hell out of it to every single person. And then using this simple habit tracker, which I'll repeat again, just bear with me, I'll bring that up. Based on these things, which is, where is it? Sorry, I've lost it. Sponsors, a habit tracker here.
It was water, it was sleep, it was no more than 1 alcoholic drink a day.
Yep.
It was...
So just to jump in, I've got it here. So 10,000 steps a day, 3 liters of water, 8 hours of sleep each day, no more than 1 alcoholic drink each day. Rank themselves. Are you happy with what you did today? Yes or no? And then 3 workouts in your gym each week. And like, it just sounds so simple and so basic, but the vast majority of gym owners that we know, including ourselves, we train Gen Pop. They're getting up for this challenge. I can commit to it.
And if you do that 56 days in a row,
they're gonna get results.
Whatever results you want, you're gonna be more consistent with your training, be more hydrated, eating less shit, getting more sleep. Doesn't need to be anything too complex.
So, mate, why wouldn't someone do this? Tell me. Play devil's advocate. Why wouldn't someone run this 8-week challenge? I've got one reason why.
Well, I think maybe they think it's a bit overwhelming and they just can't be bothered.
Or they've just run another 8-week challenge.
Well, yeah, that too.
That's the other one.
And that's a viable reason.
Yeah.
If you've just run one, don't run another one. Otherwise, I think people maybe just can't be bothered for that 21 days because it is going to take time.
Yeah. And also just the timing of your 8-week challenge. Like, you wouldn't have it in February. back to school. Everyone's excited. Everyone's raring to go. You place them strategically in the worst time of the year. So I just want to run through the math again, mate, one more time, because obviously we love helping people. I love health and fitness, always have, always will. But I didn't start the gym to make people healthy. I started it to make money, to live a great lifestyle. And far too often, money is what shuts gyms down as opposed to owners losing their passion for the industry. So again, we're going to do 2 8-week challenges a year. Your membership price is $50 per week. This challenge is internal, for members only, no ad spend. You're advertising it to members, you're asking for referrals, you're advertising it to old leads, and you're advertising it to ex-members. If a member participates in your 8-week challenge, you're going to charge them half price of what their membership is. If it's $50 a week, that would be $400. You're going to charge $200 for the members. For every single person that isn't a member, a referral, an old lead, or an ex-member, they're going to pay full price, which is 8 weeks times 50, $400. 20 members do it, 10 referrals do it, 5 old leads do it, 5 ex-members do it. That equals $12,000. The last time we ran this in our studios, we had 62 people and we made $16,800. We had 36 members, we had 12 referrals, we had 7 ex-members, and we had 5 old leads. And the cost for you to fulfill this challenge is a little bit more of your time.
That's it.
Simple as that, guys. I hope that helps get through winter, come out August, September swinging, and finish the year strong. Thanks for watching.